All right, so my big question for today is how do you take care of yourself as a single person? What is your self-care? And what are your thoughts if you get sick? What is your support system? And this is a big thing that actually I don't think we really talk about very much as single people. And it's something that we really deserve to talk about and need to remember to take care of ourselves in so many ways. I am Jacqueline, professional matchmaker with Discover Love Matches. And I love thinking of ways to support you on your love journey. So I really want to ask you this question on many levels, like when it comes to your self-care. I have always been really big. I mean, I started getting my nails done when I was 14, and I do the self stuff. I actually just got back from a pedicure. Yesterday I was in for a facial, and a week before that I was getting a body polish. Have you ever done a body polish? Now I gotta say that's one of the best things ever. I tend to do like maybe once or twice a year, exfoliates every inch of your body and has a Venetian shower, rinse you off, and then lotion you back up, and it just gets rid of uck and bluck and just cleans up the skin. And I really think it's important to just letting that dead skin go is kind of like releasing things in your life that aren't good, things that you don't need, that don't serve the purpose anymore, and really looking at bringing in healthy, nurturing aspects to you. And, going in for massages. I have a great friend that's an amazing massage therapist, and she talks about how important it is of just moving those toxins out of your system, having the touch of a masseuse that knows what they're doing and can work with spots that aren't, doing as well. And as a single person, we don't get the same massages you might get from a partner. And it's also really important too to take the time to do these things, because it's how you say you're worth it. It's how you take care of yourself. So I want to make sure in the comments below, you let me know, how are you taking care of yourself? And this is really crucial, because no one's going to stop and just say, hey, I don't know you, but I'm going to go do the dishes. I'm going to go ahead and take care of the house. I'm going to go run the errands for you, unless you're paying them. And this is your chance to really stop and think, what are you doing for you? We've talked about making your home ready for people, making time ready, but what are you doing for your own self-care? What do you do? It's not about like being in perfect physical shape, but are you taking walks? Are you eating well? Do you eat good food that you enjoy? Are you preparing the food? Do you have favorite restaurants that you like to go that just make you happy? Do you have places that they've got great staff that you always know you're going to have a good time and it's going to be a welcoming environment? What are you doing that makes you happy? And I want you to think about the self-care, the time. Like, I'm about to leave on a trip of a lifetime. I'm so excited. I have an exciting adventure I'm going to take with my daughter to celebrate her graduation. And it's hard for me to be away from work. It's hard for me to take time out for an extended period. But I'm also really excited to teach my children how to just savor life. You don't just wait for the perfect time. Recently in my family, we've had two of my family members who are actively fighting cancer. And I had a mother pass away 20 years ago from cancer. And it was a real eye-opener thinking about the self-care. And one of my family members that's fighting breast cancer herself, it's really been absolutely phenomenal that she married such a loving, devoted, compassionate, and passionate man that has totally taken time off work and been there. Like, he wouldn't leave the spot that the doctors would come find us when we were at the hospital. He was there through all of it. He's there through all of her recovery. He has totally laid out the calendar. He knows when she needs the next medication, and he's there for everything. And this was a real eye-opener of just, what does that mean to have somebody in your corner where you can actually heal? So many times for people that are single, they don't have that. And that is really difficult. That is so hard when there's nobody there just to get the medication, make sure you actually took the medication, that somebody making sure you have food, making sure that the home's okay, the laundry's being kept up. That is really hard. And when I found out about this new diagnosis in our family of cancer, it really upset me. And I was sad for my family member, but I was also really thinking, gosh, what kind of support is out there? What do we have? And so this is why it's also really important to build a community of friends. It's really important to have people that you can say, hey, you know what, I'm having a cruddy day, or I just need a friend right now, or somebody that just shows up and is there. This morning, I actually had to go and have an emergency tooth pulled. I had a dream 2 nights ago that I was going to have a tooth pulled, and I woke up yesterday morning with a broken tooth, and then I went in this morning to have that tooth pulled out. So I'm glad that the swelling isn't too bad, that I was able to still do my video. But I was really thinking about, thankfully this is a pretty minor procedure and I could just rest it off, but something big could have been difficult, and that is a reminder. What do you have in your life to support you? People often ask me about the business flow of new members joining, and there's something really interesting that happens in January. I find that it is probably the most exhausted time of recovery for my clients, because you know what, in December, during all the holiday and festivities, really from Thanksgiving on, and then New Year's, if somebody didn't have a New Year's kiss, a New Year's date, then January, they're tired. They have done for everybody. Nobody said, hey, let's make sure you got a Christmas present. Let's make sure that you had a holiday party to go to. Let's make sure that you have something fun to do to celebrate the new year. As single people, we have to be the ones to reach out. We have to be the ones to make it happen. And then by January, sometimes people are pretty tired and worn out. So that's why January, I have a lot of little mini events just to kind of revive people and remember why they're needing to take care of themselves. So I want you to really think about, what is your self-care? What are you doing to take care of yourself? What are the things you want to work on? If you want to lose weight so that you feel better in your outfits and you have healthier days, that's great. But you're not losing weight to attract somebody. You're losing weight so that you can feel better, and the self-care. What is it that you need to be doing? Are you due for a pedicure? If you're playing footsies with somebody, nice feet, men and women, this is necessary, and it is so good. Oh, I have an amazing pedicure lady, that's for sure. I feel like I go in more for the massage of the foot massage, and then I get a pedicure while I'm there. But it's also about finding those luxuries. Is there a favorite dessert you've been craving and denying yourself? Life's too short. Go and enjoy it. Go get yourself something that makes you feel just a little bit better about yourself. It's not about materialistic things, but treat yourself. Go get a treat that you are excited about. Go sign up for a weekend. The other day, I bought tickets to a play that's not happening until November. But now I know I have this play. I bought 2 tickets. I don't know who's going to go with me, but I am preparing for somebody to be there, whether it's a friend or somebody I'm dating or a family member, whoever it is. Might take a client, who knows? But I now know I have tickets to this great play that's coming up. Do you have season tickets to something that you have loved going to? Do you love to go to sporting events? What is it that you're doing? Because you know what? When you are taking care of you, you're so much more attractive to other people. And you also remind them to take care of themselves. So this is your chance to really stop and pause. What is your self-care? And what support system do you have if anything kind of more major came up? Who's going to be there for you? And this isn't to make you feel lonely or sad. It's for you to start really building that community and thinking about it. Is that important in a partnership? I've definitely dated people that just really aren't very attentive when I'm not feeling good. They kind of check out and check back in later on. Oh, hey, how are you doing now? Where there's other people that are just wonderful. And I rarely ever will talk about my ex-husband, but I will say that he was one of the best at being caretaking. I had a lot of health issues when we were married, and he was phenomenal. He was very aware and attentive. And it was something that helped me stay there longer in the marriage. But I was thinking about this, how are you at giving to other people? Are you somebody that says, hey, I've got it. I've covered dinner. I got the kids. I'm going to go ahead and just give you a nice massage with no expectations. I'm going to just be there and make it easier for you. And every time I had any health things, I never felt like I was a burden. I never felt like I was too much to handle. I felt like I had everything still taken care of and that somebody was looking out for me. And that meant a lot to me. And, I think that we get older in our dating and we forget how to be nurturing to somebody else. and how to also receive being nurtured. And that is something I want you to really think about, and tell me in the comments below, are you allowing somebody to nurture you? A few years ago, I fell and got a bad concussion, and I was dating a really wonderful person, but I didn't tell him about it, and he was wondering what happened to me, why I wasn't calling him that night, and it took me until a lot later, and then I was just blowing it off. I was like, oh no, it's fine, didn't want to bother you. He's like, well, I'm really worried about you, and I'm like, no, I'm good, and I didn't allow him to be nurturing. I just assumed he didn't want to, that he just wouldn't be wanting to be bothered. He had other things to do. And I denied us that chance where he could have actually shown me that side. I don't know if it would have been helpful for us or not, but it's something that we have to allow people to give to us. And we also have to allow ourselves to give to others. So receiving is just as important as giving. And I want you to really allow yourself to stop and really be present in whomever you're dating right now, or if you're looking for a partner, think about it. Are you someone that will let them know you're not doing well? Are you somebody that would reach out or accept if they bring the chicken noodle soup over? You know, are you somebody who is going to really choose to be present and be vulnerable? Are you always going to be strong and tough and I've got it? I really want you to ask yourself these questions. Self-care is so important. I mean, I sold Mary Kay for 12 years, so obviously I sold it, and a way of loving on yourself. But I've always been this way. I've always taken care of myself. I believe strongly in moisturizing and taking the time to nurture yourself, because you never have anyone doing it for you as a single person. But even in a relationship, when you keep filling up your love cup and you keep nurturing yourself, you have more to give when you are with somebody else. Plus, I'm a huge believer that you teach people how to treat you. So what are you doing to show up for self-care for yourself? How are you teaching other people to care about themselves? And are you willing to receive nourishment? And are you willing to give nourishment if the person you're dating is needing you? I can say a hug goes a very long ways. So make sure you like, you add your comments, and subscribe, because I've always got something new brewing for you, and I want to support you every step of your love journey. I am Jacqueline, professional matchmaker with Discover Love Matches.